It'll be interesting to see if As Foretold feels good. These decks are good at extending the game. So, like, having As Foretold to generate mana advantage as we extend the game to eventually cast, you know, these cards without tapping out seems good. I don't even think it was just the power of Terminus, Mr. Lifeguard. It was also, like, the... I'm gonna be greedy and keep this. It was also on the back of, Thought Scour really overperformed. I already have a host lined up for tonight, actually. Sorry. And because I'm extra greedy here, I'm 10 out of 10 suspending Ancestral Vision on one. As Foretold lets you cast 0 mana cards. Yay! Celestial Colonnade Mirror! Yay! This is why these leagues are so long. Stream Decker is updated. Had to get the bingo square. Alright, we get 3 looks to the second land tier. Gosh! Didn't even need it for a minute. I think I'm actually going to hold on to this Ancestral Vision here because if we cast As Foretold next turn, we can then cast Ancestral Vision off the As Foretold right away. We have what? We have 26 lands in the deck. We have like an absurd number of lands. Yeah, we have 26 lands because of the Tolaria West. Yep. We had to put every deck today had Approach to the Second Sun in it. Ooh, punish for not suspending. Now, if we miss a land drop, I'm going to suspend this one. But why would we miss a land drop? I'm a goddamn professional. I'm actually going to Fetch Shock here. I guess there's a chance they're playing Jeskai, and then all this Fetch Shocking could come back to bite me. But I think I'd rather hedge that they're playing straight blue-white. And don't worry about my health tool and just keep more basics in my deck. We've gotten to approach the second sun yet. I feel like we've been approaching it all day. Yeah, we've won a few with the Approach the Second Sun. They are playing Jeskai. Alright, well that's bad for how aggressive I've been with my stuff. That could definitely come back to bite us here. The fact that As Foretold resolved here is absurd for us, though. Like, not only are the Ancestral Visions, like, gonna generate a lot of cards for us, but, like, the As Foretold should hopefully help us keep ahead on mana advantage in addition to card advantage. Sweet. Jeskai doesn't often have Jeskai generally doesn't have Detention Sphere in their deck, so I'm going to go ahead and play out the second As Foretold here, just so I can start accruing counters on it as well. It'll be up on YouTube later, I promise. Yeah, if they have D-Spheres, they'll be in the board. cast As Foretold 0 counters. I'm gonna play one of these. I might transmute the other one next turn. Yep, I can use As Foretold on the opponent's turn as well. Timing restrictions still apply though. So like, I can't play sorceries on their turn, but like I can opt on their turn off of As Foretold. Or like Cryptic Command if an As Foretold has 4 counters. I need to try and not get burned out this game. The fact that I fetch shocked the second Hallowed Fountain could be what ultimately loses us this game. Very, very easily. We've got plenty of cards. The As Foretolds are going to ensure that we stay ahead on mana advantage as well, generally. So I just need to try and not die to getting burned out of the game. I wasn't able to identify which of the two. They didn't give us any indicators of which control deck they were playing. So I had to kind of make a guess. Yeah, if you could break timing restriction with As Foretold, I think this card would be a modern staple, hands down. I think it's pretty close as is for what some of these decks want to do, and I think if it broke timing restrictions, it would just put it off the top. I think we're going to opt looking for Logic Knots and Negates here. I guess Logic Knot is pretty bad in this deck with As Foretold. It'd be much better as Mana Leak or Negate. Are they snapping Bolt or are they snapping... Yep. Opponent is correctly identifying their role in this game. That is how they'll win. Not looking for lands. I guess if I would have done this on my turn, I could have... Yeah. Okay, that's an approach to the second sun. I'm going to cast this using the 1 counter 1. We're looking for like a Path to Exile here, right? Oh, I guess that's fine, right? Sure. Wanted to kill their Snapcaster Mage, right? I'm going to ditch a land and a Terminus here. Yeah, I might transmute Tolaria West this turn to grab Boseiju. It's probably worth doing. Yeah, Living End is a sweeper that I can transmute for with Tolaria West when I have As Foretold out. It's like a sweeper we can tutor for, basically. Yeah, they are choked on red mana too, which is good for us. It kind of limits how quickly they can burn us out. Logic Knot is a great draw here. I'm going to plus this first and see what we get. Transmute this. Yeah, if this Logic Knot was any other 2-mana counter, we would be much better off. I didn't think about how Logic Knot interacted with As Foretold when we put this together. I just like had Logic Knots in the other blue-white build, and that's why I put them in here as well. I think with the drawing the Glacial Fortress, I don't need the planes. The fact that they just passed there is so absurd for us. No! Are they not going to kill our Boseiju? You gonna like draw step kill our Boseiju? Gosh, I got so excited there for half a second. Although I can approach here with Cryptic Command off the As Foretold. This is like really sweet. I'm doing this first in case I draw like a Negate or something. This like puts us out of range of being burned out here too, which is sweet. I don't need this to resolve to win the game with the second one, but I kind of want the 7 life here. I really want the 7 life here. Yep, yeah, we get to have Logic not up on their turn here, which is absurd too. Yep, they're bolting down Teferi now. So now they have to go after Teferi. So now, like, they have to, like, win. They have to win the sub game against Teferi. And then they have to win the sub game against the approach. And then at some point, they have to, like, win the actual game past all of that. So, like... yeah, we are definitely in a very good spot here. Yeah. Yeah, they see Logic not as foretold. I'm pretty sure just says it doesn't do anything. It like lets you put it on the stack, but it doesn't do anything after that. Opponent read the rating on the wall, yep. Alright. Do I want to trim these paths? I probably can't really afford to trim all the paths. Think I like this board plan? I think Path's better than Surgical. I know you're Twitch chat and you disagree with that, but I think Path is better than Surgical. I think not dying to Colonnade, they're probably bringing clicks in against us. We've had other blue-white players bring in Rest in Peace against us. No, stop it. I'm not bringing in... Stop boarding in Rest in Peace against blue-white decks, chat. Just stop it. Don't do it. No, you only have to resolve the second copy. The only reason I fought over that copy of Approach when I cast it there was because I needed the 7 health. We were at 8 and I didn't want to get burned out. The living end is hot tech, I agree. I'm actually really excited about this Pact of Negation. You want to talk about free counter spells? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. All decks should play for Surgical's main, right? God bless you, Twitch chat. God bless your little heart. I know you're trying. I know you're trying. You're doing the best you can. Yeah, I think that's too cute. I think by the time you're casting Approach, a lot of the time you need the health. I think if you can approach, remand your approach, you're probably winning that game without doing that. So just like don't include the cute thing. Turn 1, suspend visions. In Boseiju, also good. Like, let's go. Yeah, Pact Teferi is sweet in general. Visions is also very good in these mirror matches, which is great. These mirror matches, Colonnade mirrors. Yeah, like, more viable doesn't make it playable, I think. I agree with you that, like, it's less bad here because of As Foretold than it would be in other situations, but I still think it's bad. I think it's too many moving parts. I think Remand isn't great in Modern in general because there are so many cheap spells in Modern and so many decks that get on the board that just, like, Remand punishes you. We've yet to go 3-2 today. We've had an 0-3, a 1-3, a 5-0, a 1-3, a 2-3. And now this is the start of the 6th league, I believe. Leagues generally average about 90 minutes. These leagues are a little bit longer because we're playing control deck. So I think our league average day has probably been closer to 2 hours. This is our 6th league. We're currently almost at 10 hours live. What would I play instead of not? Probably like another Negate and a Mana Leak. Just like any other 2 mana counters, basically. Yeah, we 5-0'd with Approach, with an Approach deck. It's on, it'll be on YouTube later. It'll be on the YouTube later. Yeah, Visions is decent. The problem with Visions is that, like, it competes for the Search for Azcanta slot, and, like, the only reason Visions is getting the nod in this build over Search for Azcanta is because of we're playing As Foretold anyways, so... How much do I hate 7 mana sorceries? I think this deck is sweet. I've enjoyed our games. The Tron deck was better than I thought it was going to be too. Gave me some ideas for other, like, tempo S strategies potentially. Land, please. That hurts. This is a sign of weakness. If I had a counterspell, I probably would have countered that opt, because, like, that opt on my main phase there signifies I'm missing a land drop. That missed land drop probably means we're dead. That really sucks. We kept 2 lands on the... And this is just Magic sometimes, right? Like, there's a lot of games of Magic that suck and you don't get to do anything in them. Like, we kept 2 lands on the draw and cast 2 cantrips. Saw 4 extra cards and, like, missed our 3rd land drop in our 26 land deck. 26 lands in this deck. Yeah, click or something into turn here. Electrolyze is fine. This is definitely a change of pace from the 24 hours of Burn. Every day is Meme Monday if you believe, chat. Says 2 more turns. Alright, hopefully we can find a land this turn between our draw step and this other opt. I like Bolt Snap bolting me here. I like that. It's aggressive. It's like identifying their role. How many leagues did we get through in the 24-hour burn stream? I think we played like 80 matches. Which, if you divide that by 5, it gives you the upper limit. No, 80 is unreasonable. Is 80 unreasonable? I actually don't remember. 80 is probably unreasonable. I actually don't remember. I had it written down at one point. I tweeted. Maybe it was 60. I'm making up numbers. God bless. Which would chat prefer? I think blue-white control is a lot more engaging than lantern control. Blue-white control has a lot of meaningful back and forth decisions, and lantern control just, like, makes one person not be able to play Magic. Alright, we have Negate plus Dispel next turn. Yeah, Boseiju shouldn't be in your deck against aggro. They're taking an aggressive stance in this matchup, but they're definitely not an aggro deck, right? I'm gonna bottom that, looking for untapped lands. We're gonna get to see a lot of cards here, so I'm gonna try and hit some of those. They snapped there because I was tapped out of blue mana, and they just wanted to get more power into play. Like, they want to leverage. They want to leverage on me stumbling, which is smart. I think they're playing this game well. They have correctly identified that they are the beatdown deck in this matchup, and especially with, like, the Boseiju being one of my land drops, they're going to be able to leverage my health total depleting. Really hoping to hit basic planes plus another path here so we can, like, kill their things. I would like to dispel your logic knot here. Which spell did you cast, opponent? Yeah, we're gonna go up to 10 cards. That's really bad for us. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna discard this Hallowed Fountain, I guess, and then die in a blaze. For people that think the price of buying the stream out is high, that's intentional. I don't want everybody to buy the stream out every single day. Remember, the cost of getting a deck in the queue to just get your deck of choice played on my stream is only $10 for subscribers. You can find details on how my normal donation decks work at bit.ly/who will sell out. I assume they're going to kill us here, but like I just need to like find a Snapcaster Mage or another path. I assume we're going to die to like Bolt here. I do not offer discounts for buying leagues in bulk. My time is a very finite resource. It comes at a premium. We've only played, this is the first match we've played with Approach, so I don't really know how As Foretold feels. The straight control deck we played felt pretty reasonable, though. Am I dead? Can you kill me? Random guy, thank you for the 6-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Half a year, welcome back. How much to buy the stream permanently? 100,000 a year. I'll play whatever you want, 30 hours a week, 52 weeks, 100 grand. I can't imagine a world where any of this ends well for us. I'm partially still playing at this point because my opponent's at 10 minutes on clock. No, 100k is not for permanent lantern. That's more looking in the 500,000 range. Hope for it to make sure it's adjusted for inflation, right? Yeah, we're super dead. Alright, so I don't think I want to change my plan. They're definitely the beatdown and they correctly identified that, but I don't think I want to change anything. I think just like the 4 paths are fine. If we wouldn't have stumbled that game, we would have been fine. 500k seems low for Lantern year round. Yeah, probably. That'd be a pretty miserable year. Yeah, playing Mono Lantern for a year would just, like, kill my stream as far as, like, popularity went. It would run out of novelty really quick. No, for 100k, I would not play 30 hours a week of Lantern for 52 weeks. That sounds miserable. If I was going to be miserable at work, I would need more money than I would make getting an actual job. I do this as my line of work as opposed to working in software or system support because I really like doing this. And I like some aspects of software development, but, you know, it's definitely second to, like, getting to play Magic all day. Mono Lantern for years, actually, it is an actual prison sentence. But, like, I'm a realist for, you know. Nope, Extreme Gamers, that's the only league we've cashed. With Resto in hand and thought of you. Alrighty. I don't know what we're looking for at the moment. Probably just like... Yeah, sure, you have a Snapcaster. Probably just land, so like D-Sphere this. Actually, don't think I'm in the market for Boseiju at this point. It's possible I should just jam the Vendilion Clique that turn too. Although I kind of want to play the Clique the turn before this Vision comes off, so that way I can like check for counter spells. Yeah, the cost threshold for costumes is definitely lower than Lantern, because I can play whatever I want in most costumes. Things that don't directly inhibit my ability to produce content otherwise is just like fine. Ooh, Pact of Negation. That's exciting. What does a Lantern costume consist of? Just gonna go ahead and let this happen. Grab a Plains here. The costume consists of setting your hair on fire. That one's probably extra. The costume consists of setting your hair on fire. This lets me spot check for counter magic, which will hopefully let our Ancestral Visions resolve, and we're at 20 still, which means if our Ancestral Visions resolve, hopefully we'll just get to bury our opponent in card advantage. I have no idea, Dylan Bane. I don't know offhand what all the cards are in that deck. We've only played it in a couple of leagues. This gives them a window to Cryptic Command us, but like, then they're not Cryptic Commanding our AV next turn if we get 4 shots to draw like land Jace or land Teferi here, which would be great. Yeah, I mean, you just want to play these cards as the tools, the disruptive elements that they're meant to be. This is a window for the Cryptic Command. They're bouncing my Colonnade. I guess this insulates them from Teferi next turn, but I get an untapped land Jace here still. Like, I feel like this is too cute on the opponent's part. Like, I'm drawing 4 cards this turn, and I'm at 20, so like, they're really not going to be able to get under us here. Do this past the turn. We did. That was definitely a below average draw. I mean, different countries' salaries are different, right? Like comparing what you make in a country like Brazil versus the United States, like the cost of living is very different. Land. Come on, there's 26. We have 26 lands. Alright, that doesn't let me cast Cryptic Command, but I'm definitely keeping it. Lets me Pact of Negation something if I really need to. These Path to Exiles hopefully mean that we shouldn't be dying to anything too random. Yep, electrolyzes whatever. 18. Shock draw card. Deal. Resolves. You have a bolt here as well. It's like bolt themselves to bolt me. Sure. This plan works when we stumble and have Boseiju as one of our lands. When we're not stumbling, I guess we bumbled a little bit here, but like when we have most of our land drops to make in the game like this, it feels like this plan of burning us out is a lot less effective. Do I want to tap out for Jace? I think so. I think so. I really don't. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. I want to get like attacked by a colonnade and stuff here. No, I think I'm just supposed to pass here. It's not with Pact backup, chat, because then if I don't draw a land, they kill me with Cryptic Command. I'd prefer not to die. This is bad against Dispel. Logic Knot is whatever. This is fine. Like trading that for Logic Knot is great because Logic Knot would have stopped one of my Planeswalkers too. So this comes into play and can't flash anything back. I'm going to let them untap here because I have multiple Path to Exiles, and I don't want to path them on my turn, letting them attack us with Colonnade for 4. I don't want them to get a free Colonnade hit in here. There's a chance if they rip their land here, they fire up Colonnade and attack for 6 with how aggressive they've been. So now I'll let this attack happen. I'll go ahead and I'll play this Path to Exile. If they have a counterspell here, that's fine with us because then like it's a counterspell that's not countering one of my Planeswalkers later. This whole exchange was reasonable for us too because we were able to empty cards out of our hand because we don't want to have to discard the hand size when this Ancestral Vision comes off in 2 turns. Basically, we just want to like get ahead on cards and make sure we can stay ahead on cards. Missing a land drop again here sucks. But that's what it is. Deal. We're playing decks that specifically have approached the second sun in them for 12 hours. We've played 5 different decks today. Just start jamming? No, I don't think so. I really don't think we're under any pressure to start jamming, chat. I think you're too excited to start casting your spells. We're at 12. They need 4 more burn spells to kill us. They only have 2 cards in hand. Pick your battles. Opponent's also low on clock. Yep. This is one of the reasons why people that are better Magic players and people who play a lot of Magic tend to play these Celestial Colonnade decks. There is a ton of space to like outplay people in matches like this because they just get itchy and like start firing spells off for no reason. All right, well now this is just kind of absurd. All right, now we're gonna do this. I'm just not responding to comments anymore about people asking me what the cost I'd play things for a year, because they don't actually have money to make me play something for a year. So let's just like not even talk about it. Please bolt my Jace. Please bolt my Jace. If this is a brainstorm game 3, in. Sign me up. God bless us, everyone. All right, so I'm going to put this back, and I'm going to put this back. I'm going to play this land. Am I discarding this negate? No, I'm going to discard the land. Yeah, I'm going to discard the land. Phyrexian Evoker's good against Tron, and it's good against KCI. Oh, look, it's a number. Serpy Boy, thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. You like how we're up 12 minutes on clock right now? It's my sweet 16, Christus. Thanks for the support and welcome back. Alright, they need double counterspell to beat this Teferi. I've actually never played on a Pro Tour, and to qualify for a Pro Tour would cost me an absurd amount of time and money. So if you wanted me to play a specific deck on the Pro Tour, it'd probably be into the 5 to 6 digits worth of dollars for me to do. People underestimate, I think, how easy it is to get on the Pro Tour. Takes a lot of tournaments to play in with how much variance Magic has. We're actually gonna time them out, aren't we? Our opponent's sad because they have so few cards, right? Yeah, AV has just been absurd this game. Just like actually absurd. This has been a 40-minute match 1. All right, we always get got when we declare can't lose, but I feel like we're quickly approaching can't lose territory this game. Even especially because of like the time factor. Like I have enough no buttons and I have an answer to this that like we're just gonna be able to time them out. Sure. What if we didn't do that? This is match 1. This isn't game 1. This is game 3. No, this is game 3. We stumbled and died. The second game was really quick. We stumbled and died. I guess I should just cast this Jace, huh? Yeah, my average has been moving up. We're getting popular, chat. My average for the last couple weeks is actually over 900 at this point. I topped the card. My opponent said I lose. GG's. It's like, yep, you understand what's up. Good games, opponent. Usually I look for a $50 donation to do a single league as a build around card. If you have like a reasonable card or a couple of cards that you're interested in having me do the work to think about and build the deck, usually I look for a $50 donation to spend the time doing that. All right, well that was quite the slog. While we are waiting for the second match in this league to pop, hopefully it will be slightly quicker. I'd just like to thank everyone for hanging out. My name is Chef Hogan. I'm a full-time stream meme content producer here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here day in and day out. I wouldn't be able to stream as often as I do without the support from all of them, so shout out to all of them. If you're one of the many people in the world who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free, and Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch. Hey, Super Slink, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. And 7Hawk77. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine that month. Even if you don't want to support my content with Twitch Prime, make sure you go and give it to somebody. It's like taking money out of Amazon's pocket and giving it to a small content creator out there. I really appreciate that. Past subscribing, you can support my content by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. Cardsphere.com will love to help you turn some of your cards into other cards directly with other players. There's no haggling. They just take a 1% fee off the top. Inked Gaming, Nitweet, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. And Negator, thank you for the 10-month resubscription. Thanks for re-upping and sticking around and keeping me employed here for another month. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards there. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anoronics, Justin Nivick, and all y'all out there. Thanks for hanging out today. I do appreciate it. Remember, if you are enjoying the stuff, make sure you hit the follow button. If you haven't been able to catch all wonderful 10 hours of playing Approach the Second Sun that we've done today, remember to check out my YouTube channel later, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. All of my matches get archived there, and I break them up by deck so you can watch just the stuff that you care about. Have a good night, Jace. We've got about an hour and a half left in the stream here. Wafflebot, thank you for the brand new Prime. I appreciate that, and welcome. Time for my monthly personal timeout. Coma Cake, thanks for the half a year, and welcome back. Yeah, it seems fine. "12 Hours the Second Sun" was led by Justin and their cults. How much of a sub goes to support me? The level of subscriber points that I currently have, I see $3.50 of the $5 that you subscribe with. I get 70% of each sub. All streamers get at a minimum 50%. When you get to a certain threshold, they give you more than that. My energy, so some people comment that like I'm too loud and bouncy when I stream, and like Magic overall is kind of a boring game. Like it's got interesting decision points, but as far as like energy goes, there's not energy from the game, right? So like any energy that comes from the stream has to come from me. So I do my best to try and stay upbeat. How close to new emotes are we been doing? I've actually been floating in between 18 and 1900 sub points for a while now. So I actually have one open emote slot. I checked though. I forgot. I didn't realize I had an extra one still. So I actually do have an open emote slot that I should probably fill. I'm going to path this now before they can untap and have Stubborn Denial up. Anything I did wrong or could have done better? I wonder how your sideboard looks, Finn. You had a lot of burn in postboard, and I feel like some of that probably shouldn't be in. I really liked how you played the second game, though. You identified that you were the beatdown and then correctly executed and sequenced your Snapcasters through my counterspells to capitalize on the fact that I stumbled. Revel in Riches is miserable never again. I really liked building that deck. I had a lot of fun thinking about it. I think debates can be healthy. I like having discussions with folks. If we're not going to have discussions together, why am I even here? The idea is great, not worth the money I just blew. Yep. It's definitely not good. The build I had, at least, was not very good. Oh, no. I liked my toys opponent. There's a Shadow. Terminus. Ew. Magic's such a skill game. So I think I'm going to go ahead and opt here just in case we hit an Ancestral Vision so I can suspend it right away. We could also hit a Terminus, which would feel bad, but I think the chance of getting that is reasonable. Thoughts on Tarmogoyf and Ponza? Tarmogoyf is consistently unimpressive in decks that don't have discard spells. It's just so small. Like, you don't get card types into the graveyard very quickly. Alright, we need some spells, chat. We need some spells. Maybe I'm supposed to leave that uncracked just because I'd bottomed a couple of bad cards. Jeff's the only Magic streamer who consistently fills downtime. Yeah, and part of that too is like a lot of people who stream Magic have music going on too, right? So when I once upon a time streamed with music before I really started doing this, and it's easy to just like fall into the, well, we just let the music fill the void because there's something else going on. By like not having something else creating content for me, I feel more compelled to talk. At least for me personally, that's how it works. If they have a stubborn denial, we're in a lot of trouble here. If they have a stub, we have to draw answer on our next 2 draw steps. If they don't have a stub, just 1 will do. That's not good for us. The good news is we do have these 2 Celestial Colonnades here, so if we break off again next turn, we could theoretically chump block, assuming they don't have something like Fatal Push. Joke's on you, opponent, I don't draw spells. Dead to Teamer Battle Rage, dead to Lightning Bolt. Yep. Ugh. So close, so close. Alright, so we get to bring in Dispel, Rest in Peace, Celestial Purge, and Supreme Verdict here. We're going to board out the approaches in this matchup, I think. Do I have enough win conditions if I do that? Probably. Do I have enough win conditions if I do this? I think I do. I have 4 Colonnades as well. Colonnade's a real win con in this matchup. Yeah, I guess Clique's pretty good. Clique can pressure them. How do you feel about As Foretold in this matchup? Is this good enough? It might not be good enough. Oh, Oust is great. Let's bring that in. Trim AV. Cryptic's probably better than AV, honestly. Maybe like this. Negate's kind of medium. Negate's kind of medium. Well, I guess the living end's unplayable if I cut the As Foretolds. I got there right as chat did. Alright, let's do this. I think As Foretold's just too slow. Don't mulligan functional hands against the discard deck. Island Visions. So again, like, just because the thing we're doing is playing approach doesn't mean it's going to be good in every matchup. Like, it was very reasonable in the Jeskai matchup we just played. Having a combo finish in the control mirror, I think, has a lot of merit to it. I think I'm going to shock in this Hallowed Fountain this turn, so that way I can opt into a Terminus. So if they play a threat, I can opt and hit Terminus and cast it. The downside here is, because I didn't play the Tolaria West, I have to untap land if I want to play Clique next turn. I'm going to keep that. I think playing Clique here is probably good. It also lets me guaranteed cast the Verdict in 2 turns, right? We won the first match against Jeskai Control. This is only the second match. We're down a game, though. Flooded a little bit in the first one. Hopefully dodge Thoughtseize and snap Thoughtseize this turn. Gosh, if they have Snap Thoughtseize, we're going to be in a lot of trouble because they're going to get to deal 5 points of damage to themselves. They're going to attack us for 7 and take our Verdict away. This is coming off next turn. This is off in 2 turns. It's a long time from now. Do you coordinate with other streamers to not split your viewers? Nope. And like, my content's more accessible than a lot of streamers. For whatever reason, a lot of people that stream Magic don't archive their stuff on YouTube. So, like, people can watch my stuff whenever. Like, they don't have to be here live to experience my content. It's a little brutal. I believe in miracles. Beep doo. Beep beep doo. Beep doo. Beep 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 doo. Doo doo. Beep beep doo. Beep doo. I'm gonna draw step click them here, just in case they only have 1 threat. This also lets me spot check and see if they have a counterspell for my Ancestral Vision next turn. My Vision's resolved should be pretty far ahead here. Last Hope and K-Command. Well, I guess we have to take Last Hope, huh? They can K-Command, kill this, take my last card, but then I'm drawing 4 next turn, so, like, that's fine. Bolt. They draw a land. I want to, like, snap Visions or snap Thoughtseize here. Snap. They have Snap and Culligan's Command. Are they going to, like, snap Thoughtseize? Why wouldn't they just... I guess they want to get the Snapcaster Mage in play. Oh, they're picking up Street Wraith and making me discard. Sure. So they have Snap. That's weird. Okay. Alright, I will take my 4 cards now, please. Hopefully one of them is a Jace. Or land, untapped land plus Teferi. Alright, well, they know I have a Terminus. And we can hardcast Terminus next turn. I assume they're going to Snap Thoughtseize us. Actually, if they Snap Thoughtseize us, they die to the Colonnade, right? This card's very good in this matchup. Very, very good. The games that Shadow loses to control generally involve Colonnade getting frisky. They have Snapcaster Mage in 1 card I don't know. Alright, this is the part where we get... Oh, they can Collective Brutality to take it away. Serum Visions. Okay, deal. It depends on the matchup, Bane. Probably against Terminus control, probably not against Supreme Verdict. You can counter their sweeper, it should be good. What'd they do with their visions? They went top, bottom. Oh, I know they have a Street Wraith, right? I'm just going to try and 2-turn them here. They have a Fatal Push or Terminate. They have a Fatal Push or Terminate. A lot of Shadow players will leave in a couple of Fatal Pushes in this matchup just because of how valuable Colonnade is. This one feels pretty okay, Burgle. The straight control deck we played felt reasonable as well, just because like it was doing like blue-white control-esque things. Sweet. Drawing the untapped land here is great because it means I can fire this up and still logic knot them. I'm really sorry. I need to run to the restroom again. This tea has just run right through me. I'm gonna stand up when we get back to. Yeah, seems great. Plenty of lands. Double cheap removal. I exclusively play friendly leagues on stream. They have a flatter prize structure, so it means you're gambling less while you're playing. My goal is to focus on playing engaging games of Magic, not gambling to the extreme. Clique is generally a better card against combo decks, and this deck definitely wants more cards against combo decks. Clique, while Obstructionist can be a clock and disruption, it has to be one or the other, whereas Vendilion Clique gets to be both, which makes it pretty valuable, or more valuable than Nimble Obstructionist, explicitly in the combo matchups. Makes that first land choice easy. This card's pretty funny in this matchup. Also, the deck we played earlier was a Tron deck that had a bunch of colorless lands. Which means it has a hard time making blue-blue to cast Clique consistently early. Whereas this deck doesn't have any issues with that. Do I run this into a soft stub? No, no, well, now we're not running anything into anything. Oh, I think I'm supposed to run this into a soft stub there. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Well, that's embarrassing. I have a blue-white land. Why didn't this come into play untapped? It's a Delve threat too. Nope, not yet. Okay. I guess this could work out for us here. If they have like they go like Delve threat with stub up, we like path their Delve threat, they stub, and the next turn we go like land Oust, rest in peace. Yeah, this is definitely a Delve threat. Oh, they can have Collective Brutality too, I suppose. They're paying some kind of alternative cost here. Yeah, so there's the Delve threat. Definitely should have played this last turn. So, I'm expecting this to eat a Stubborn Denial, but I just want to, like... Stubborn Denial is a card that's going to get turned on at some point, so just want to play through it. So we'll get stubbed here. And then they actually won't get the land, because we'll get to Oust this, and then slam Rest in Peace. So, like, they're going to redraw their Delve threat, but then, like, they're not going to be able to play it out, because I have Rip in play now. They shouldn't be able to take Rip off the table, unless they boarded in, like, Engineered Explosives. And then we just need to survive whatever follow-up threats they have. So we just like dodge shadows for a little bit. Or if they do have shadows, like hope Cryptic and Jace get to do their thing. And Shadow's even a little bit less scary because it's like conveniently gives them 3 points of health. Yes, and it's ended up working out okay for us, for sure. I ideally would have liked to play Hallowed Fountain tap because I'm probably gonna have to shock off of this now, but the misclick ended up like not being super far behind. Yeah, Jace will be very reasonable if he resolves. Generates a lot of tempo. There you go. All my secrets are yours. I have a shadow too. Last hope. Okay. How do I feel about shock myself, bounce, draw a card? Ooh, or I can do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. End step that. I guess that's a little medium because they're going to be able to Liliana kill her. Maybe that's not good. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to end step bounce. Yeah, transmute for AV could have also been okay there. No, I definitely need to poke the Liliana the last hope so she doesn't get ultimate. And like also I want to be able to like get her low so I can check this with the range. I just want to like slowly close off their outs basically. Stubborn Denial, Gurmag Angler. No, you can keep those. No, I don't want to send the Clique at them because this is going to kill my Clique next turn. Which gives a creature -2/-1. So I want to like take her down to 2, so then she only goes to 3, so then she's like infinite from ulting basically. Yeah, we 5-0'd with the third deck we played today. I guess if I like sent the Clique into them and then set the snap into them, Colonnade could be lethal next turn potentially, so maybe this is a little bit too defensive. I could also just like unsummon my Vendilion Clique here. Yeah, actually I'm gonna do that. So they have Island, Gurmag, Stub. I'm gonna play this in response, I guess, now. This is my Cryptic. My Cryptic's amazing. Okie doke. You like how, like, we're playing blue-white control and we're just, like, ahead on clock in every matchup? Just, like, last matchup, we almost timed our opponent out and we were at 15 minutes. This matchup, we're up 7 minutes. I, like, took a bathroom break this game. Maybe Plat. I'd have to see a deck list. There's the link below the stream to submit a deck. Feel free to submit it through there and I'll get back to you within a few days. Just gonna let this happen since I have 2 Cryptics now. I'm gonna end step bounce this. Yep, it's gonna be unsummon, draw a card, and then counter draw a card next turn. Ooh, Dispel is great. Perfect. Need to start attacking with Colonnade next turn. Yeah, it's possible I could have been more aggressive and ended up killing them here, but I kind of like being conservative when we're ahead like this. With Rest in Peace in play, I just want to like make sure I don't get ulted by this Liliana, because the Liliana ult is like one of their few things that can like actually kill us while they're Rest in Peace out. They are getting close to hardcasting our Megangler, you're not wrong. Alright, well, we're 2-0. Gosh, Terminus is so good. Dorks with the 3-month resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I do appreciate it. Thank you for the continued support. Our deck wants to get to turn 10 every game anyways. Am I enjoying super long wins? I mean, you get to spend a lot of time winning. It's the super long losses that suck. Super long wins are great. It's like, why spend just 10 minutes winning with a combo deck when you could spend the entire hour winning? Yay! More Colonnade mirrors. Yay! You get so much value out of your $8 league when you just play Colonnade mirrors. I'm actually going to hold that because we can cast As Foretold and then draw 3 with it next turn. Hopefully they tap out for something here. They suspended visions themselves. Oh no. Is this a literal mirror match, chat? Is this quite literally the mirrorest of matches? Alright, that's fine. $90 more minutes, half of that's gonna be this league. They do with their visions. They went top, bottom. Ooh, sweet. The fact that these logic knots are bad with As Foretold really sucks. No, I think you should be playing 4 Terminus. I think if you want to hedge Meddling Mage against your sweeper, you should play more than 4 sweepers. We beat the Jeskai matchup. We didn't stumble and die in the third game like we did in the second. Deal. That already enabled an Ancestral Vision. We cool. You can have that one. Would like to begin the sculpting of the minds. Woo! I like you, opponent. You understand what's up. You know what this game is about. I like me a blue-white opponent that understands what's going on and isn't gonna dick around about it. We're just like, you know what? Nope, we're done here. Let's just move along. Swing low, sweet chariot, come along to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot. Do 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 do. We beat Death Shadow. We're currently 2-0. I think I like boarding like this. Terminus out is easy. Pact of Negation in is great. Boseiju is good. Living End out is good. Yeah, I've played it. You just like need to submit so I know exactly what the deck list is, Plat. All deck submissions that aren't $100 cut the line donations need to go through the deck list forum now. Just helps me keep it organized. Ben C, thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. This deck has a Living End in the main because we have 3 copies of Tolaria West to find 0 mana cards. I'm gonna go like this. Let's run it. It seems fine. Gets to make a bunch of land drops. It doesn't have an early Ancestral Vision, which would be ideal, but I think this is definitely a keep in the matchup. Yeah, Living End is there to clear the board. We are still undefeated in this league, Justin. We are, in fact, undefeated. This Tolaria West will probably just be a land this game. If we draw another land next turn, I might be greedy and play the Flooded Strand. Pact of Turdwood spell, show no fear. Just look him right in the eyes and put the Pact of Negation on the stack. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and play Flooded Strand here, because if we flood a little bit, we can turn the Tolaria West into an Ancestral Vision. Because it looks like they're just playing straight blue-white, not Jeskai, I'm going to fetch Shock aggressively here, because I want to leave as many basics on my deck as possible for Field of Runes and Path to Exiles. My health total is, like, less of a liability. Yeah, I think I'm in for an As Foretold here. I'm going to go ahead and transmute this. I have a Detention Sphere. Should they have a Jace the Mind Sculptor to slam next turn? Grab an Ancestral Vision here. I assume they're going to go ahead and Field of Ruin our Celestial Colonnade just to fix their mana here. They're going to want to field this eventually anyways. Battle of Wits decks make Magic Online very unhappy, so I don't play them. Makes the whole client just runs very slowly. Like, you see how slowly things get running sometimes when we're searching a 60 card deck, searching a 250 card deck, it just isn't practical. What piece of advice do you have for someone getting into the competitive scene for Magic in Modern? Make sure you're playing it because you like playing the game, not because you expect to make money or win prizes. So I'm going to go ahead and play basic Planesseer and then cast As Foretold. And sequencing my lands in this way means even if this doesn't resolve, I then get to suspend Ancestral Visions this turn. Yeah, so I get to go ahead and suspend this now. Which, isn't super exciting, but, at least I got to, get this going. Because this game's probably going to last 4 more turns or more. Do you have a Teferi? Jace? Teferi. Good. Okay. So next turn, I get to Detention Sphere plus Pact of Negation. This will expose us to losing to a Cryptic Bounce My Land, but I feel like I can pretty confidently say I need to take the Teferi off the table or I'm going to lose. Eric, thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime support. Welcome. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. We're gonna lose to this Teferi if we can't take it off the table. So I am 10 out of 10 gonna pack their spell here and just accept that we're dead to a Cryptic Command. Yeah, my other piece of advice then, if you're going to play competitively, is just be familiar with the rules. There are far too many people, some of them who take Magic very, very seriously, that aren't familiar with a lot of tournament procedures. If your goal is to be a competitive Magic player, in my mind, you should be as informed on the rules of competitive Magic as most judges. Yep. Dead. And like I said, I think that was worth the risk. We were basically out of resources. The Teferi is just going to take over the game very quickly. So I think the risk there was appropriate. I was aware that the line my opponent took there was something we were exposing ourselves to. And need some lands. We have 26 of those in our deck. 24, I guess, since we have 2 here. And suspending Visions on one is decent, and Clique's pretty good, especially on the play. So hopefully let's hit a blue source next turn and then get off to the races. I'm not saying you should get your L1, but I am saying you should be probably able to get it if you wanted to. Yeah, we've played, this is our 6th deck that we've played today, and every individual deck, as well as a deck building session, will go up as individual videos on my YouTube channel. Nah, I don't think we're desperate enough to Viper Path Viper at this point. I feel like playing Snapcaster Mage out as a 2-1 is showing a incorrect assessment of what our role is in this matchup. I definitely think this is a matchup that's going to go long regardless of what we do. We're a deck without reach, so playing out Snapcaster Mage aggressively seems bad. Does anything say it's a Hoagland deck more than hoping to draw a land and then drawing a 7-drop instead? Feels very fitting, right? What's a good resource to learn the rules? The rulebook, the IPG. Magic really sucks sometimes. I will say playing games like Hearthstone and the Warhammer card game and all the other games out there that don't have resource variants built into them, they're a lot more pleasant some of the times. It's just how it goes. There are a number of games of Magic that you're going to lose regardless of any decisions that you make. Ooh, could they miss a land too? If they miss a land here, we might have a game. If they hit, we're probably dead. And that's when you just need to take a break. Elspeth Knight Errant, thank you for the $7 donation. $7 for a 7-drop. I appreciate it. Yeah, when I say the rules, I'm referring to things outside the game. Like that link there, the tournament procedure guidelines, that's what I'm referring to. I'm saying people don't understand the procedural rules through which tournaments are run, through which penalties are going to be applied to them playing in those tournaments. Tiki Panda, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How bad does that feel? Your AV comes in and you just like can get mana leaked off of it. What a tilt. This is like the saddest land too, because it's like a land where you're like, well, if I miss this land drop on this op, I get to concede and just do whatever. But like, I hit this land, so like, I'm gonna keep playing Magic because we like kinda almost have a chance because we finally hit the land. I'm gonna do what our opponent did last game and just concede here. It doesn't. It by and large doesn't. Those types of procedural rules, basically, being familiar with stuff in the infraction guide, basically is being familiar with the rules of the tournament and the penalties of like the tournament that you're paying money to play in. Knowing how to price split without getting DQ'd is also A+. That's a good if you plan to do well, know what you can and can't say. I mean, it doesn't hurt to know what the enforcement is too. Just be like completely informed. Yep, this is a hand. I think this build feels a bit worse than the other one we played with the Thought Scours in it. Thought Scour felt really good. There are literally piles of examples, Stumpy the Angry. This is not Magic Google. Someone asked me for generic advice. I provided generic advice. If you want specifics, use actual Google, please. Recently got a game loss for having Masters 25 cards in my deck loss for Dominaria sealed. Yep. One of my first opens that I played, I had a swamp face down in a different colored sleeve in a deck that didn't contain black cards. And I had a very lenient judge give me a very stern warning, and I knew not to do that again. It was very obvious that, like, this swamp was never going to be boarded into my deck. Magic, secret password for prize splits is awful. Part of tournament Magic that would be easy to fix. Kinda. The reason why those rules are what they are is 110% because Magic's trying to skirt a line around being gambling. Even though it's basically gambling. This is why WotC doesn't give me things, because I say things like Magic is basically gambling. Gambling is like a swear word. Yep, pretty much. Alright, cast this on the As Foretold for 1. I'm gonna bottom that, I think. Alright, so do I just Jace? Oh, jeez, I drew another one. I can cast Jace off of the Boseiju, right? Yeah, he just will be counterable. Alright, so do I want to brainstorm here? I kind of want to brainstorm, right? Because I can double path next turn to keep him alive. Ancestral Vision is the nut. Because I haven't used this other As Foretold yet. Gosh, this feels good. All right. Magic doesn't avoid gambling laws everywhere. There's some states where Magic tournaments aren't held because of gambling laws, and there's some countries like Germany where they aren't held because of gambling laws. Alright, so if they come at us with Shambling Vent and the Vampire... Alright, so they're coming at us with just the Vampire here. So I'm just going to go ahead and path this. Again, this Logic Knot looking worse than just any Negate or Mana Leak right now, because I can't cast it off of As Foretold efficiently. Basically, the deep dark secret to not getting DQ'd when talking about prize splits is that any question about prize splitting needs to be separate from the result of the match. You need to say things like, would you like to split our prizes evenly regardless of the outcome of our match? Like, that is how you properly offer a prize split. That's how you don't end up being sad. Alright, can we beat Ob Nixilis plus Sorin here on the back of Jace and other grind? It's a sweet Ob Nixilis art. Sweet. That Cryptic should go a long way here. I have too many cards. I don't know what I'm doing. Why do I have so many cards? You cannot split prizes that are not part of the tournament. That's another no-no that people mess up sometimes. You cannot offer your opponent something that's not part of the prize pool that you're playing for. Alright, so we get to kill Sorin here, which is nice. We get to get in here with this while the Field of Ruin is down. I'm gonna give you a break for saying something super unrelated. I guess I should have hit my... No, I shuffled, right? So hiding Cryptic Command didn't matter. Yeah, Boseiju's hit us for a lot of damage this game. Maybe they don't realize how Logic Knock works with As Foretold. That's good for us. I feel like we're really hard-pressed to lose games where As Foretold makes it all the way up to the mana that we're at right now. Yeah, we had a 5-0 earlier today. Well, that's a good draw. So I'm gonna go ahead and give old Obnix. I don't even have to tap my land to do this. Gosh, that's so good, chat. That's so good. Give Ob Nixilis the D here. And then I'd like to transmute this here Tolaria West for an Ancestral Recall. 1 recall, please. Gosh, is this legal to show on Twitch? Is my channel gonna get taken down? Does anybody know? This is... Oh, that just feels good. It just feels good, chat. It just feels dirty. Feels a little dirty. Alright, so... Do I want the Termini? Do I want the AV? Actually, I probably want the living end to clean up Lingering Souls tokens, potentially. Because I can tutor for this. It's like a sweeper I can tutor for. I think the paths are important to keep because of their Gideons. Could be more token-based, which would make Terminus more appealing. The other straight blue-white deck was the 5-0. We're not playing Restore Balance, because Restore Balance is symmetrical. I think a lot of the blue-white control decks people have submitted to me are bad, and I will continue to reject them aggressively. People submit a lot of decks without 4 Terminus in them. Terminus is the reason to play this archetype. I think I'm going to click submit. I'm going to click submit. As much as I'm not a fan of mulliganing against decks like my opponents, I'm going to go ahead and pitch this back. Sand is reasonable. Not amazing, but reasonable. They went to 5. Sign me up. I'm going to keep that. I definitely am like in the market for another blue source. I had a player get DQ'd from a tournament after I beat them with mono red sneak attack one time. It was an interesting experience. They were not pleased with the result of our match. Can I elaborate? They slammed a table, their chair into their table after the match and were DQ'd because of it. For aggressive behavior. Yeah, that's a Lingering Souls. Yeah, maybe cutting all the Terminus was aggressive. Now, it wasn't a flip table, but it disrupted the gameplay of the matches to either side of us. I'm gonna path them and then just play the Snapcaster here. It's like not great, but I think it's better than just letting them take my card here. Just like, even if the Snapcaster Mage like eventually races into them, like they have to block it, that could be okay. They're gonna have 3 power in play this turn though. I don't have any actual sweepers in my deck, just the living end, but I need an As Foretold to go with that. My lack of Terminus could be the death of us this game. I think maybe it was loose boarding them out against a deck that likely had Lingering Souls. It's one of the reasons to be in black-white, right? It'd be sweet if they traded with the Snapcaster Mage for us. Because that means if they don't have another thing to apply pressure to the table next turn, I can play Jace and summon a token. Or I could just Jace Storm. I probably want to unsummon a token. This is like a Gideon. Yeah, we're probably dead. This is just like, you know, control deck problems, basically. Just like my answers don't line up well into their threats. Like, even if we had Terminus in our deck at this point, like the Gideon would just bury us. guess Colonnade can maybe end this Gideon. Well, I mean, did you deserve to win? You're not telling the whole story here. Did you deserve to win or not, Levels? Four mana brainstorm, gain 3 life, yeehaw, right? I know there's a Boseiju on top of my deck, so I'm basically just dead here. Oh, yeah, I know there's Plains Boseiju on top of my deck. They multiplied this game. Just kind of picked us apart. Click's probably not good enough in the face of souls. Just gonna leave these in. Yeah, I'll leave the Living End in. I am still on. When I say 12 hours, I mean as close to 12 hours as possible. I think 3 is probably fine. I can Miracle Terminuses to clean up Gideons and stuff like that too, so 10 out of 10 keeping this hand. I'm actually going to lead on Basic Island here, and the reason why I'm leading on Basic Island is because if my opponent plays Inquisition on one, I want to be able to cast my Opt to possibly blank their Inquisition. Thoughtseize doesn't matter, because they're going to get to take a Jace regardless. Yeah, I'm always happy to damage properties. Usually I carry a Sharpie at tournaments and events that I go to. I don't actually go to that many events these days anymore, though. Like Gen Con and Indy might be my last 2 for the year. There's a small chance I go to the Invitational since I qualified for that, but that's not guaranteed. We'll see. Might throw a donation goal up for the Invitational. Honestly, it's probably going to depend on how Standard is. If Standard's good after rotation, I might do that. I might try and go to the NV. Yeah, I think Vegas is going to fall through. It's just so expensive to get out to. And, like, it's not just me getting out there. It's, like, Matt getting out there, too. And, like, yeah, having to have, like, multiple people run hot in a tournament. The team tournaments were really sweet the first couple times I played them. But, like, now that I've played in a number of them, the novelty's kind of worn off. Preparing, as someone who likes to go to Magic tournaments and feel very prepared, I basically never feel prepared when I show up to a team tournament because it's so much work to be familiar and prepared across 3 constructed formats at any given time that I just feel like I haven't put in the proper effort to be successful. Vegas is the weekend before Thanksgiving. It's like November 17th. I think we're going to Gideon, or we're going to Jace and then Scry here. Just, like, get him into play and make sure he doesn't die to the Gideon. Yep, bottoms up. How long does this have? 2 turns or 3? 2 turns, alright. That's the goal right now, is to run across that AV finish line and, like, try and not let the board get too far away. Do you think anyone plays more Modern than I do? Probably not at this point. I play a lot of Modern. Yeah. Yep. Oh, geez, that's a good line. Okay, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was like, sure, I get to, like, still brainstorm and stuff next turn. This is a really good line from the opponent. They get to get this up to a 5/5 and kill my Jace. Okay, this is sweet. I get to get the As Foretold going here. I have the Tolaria West to transmute next turn. So this AV's coming off next turn to give me some options, and then this Tolaria West can give me even more options past that. They don't have a ton going on. Answering 1 Gideon isn't a big deal. Only having 1 Detention Sphere and 1 Teferi in the 75 is probably a mistake. Having more generic answers to problem permanents, I think, is valuable. This build probably doesn't have enough generic answers to specific problem permanents. What are they doing for 2 mana here? They have like land, Lingering Souls, or something like that. They just didn't want the Celestial Colonnade to be able to pressure the Gideon, most likely. Yeah, they just want to like attack him. Fortunately, do not have a path to exile. Bitter Blossom, that's potentially problematic. Yeah, this is going to be my last League of the evening. I'm going to pick up some more cards here. Go ahead and pass the turn here. This game might last to a point where I'm able to hardcast these Terminus for meaningful amounts. We're slowly starting to bridge the gap here. They should hopefully be afraid to attack in with this Gideon now that I've picked up, 7 new cards. Anguished Unmaking. I would like to negate that. I'm going to start by casting this, though. Although I guess if I draw a Terminus off of this, I'm going to be sad that I cast it now. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and negate here. It's worth keeping this in play because this is going to cast my Ancestral Visions next turn. Wow, just no fear. Okay. I guess they're, correctly identifying that, if I have Path to Exile, they're just super dead anyways, and they need to go for it here. Cryptic Command's gonna buy us a lot of time. I like their commitment here. Do I have another Visions in my deck? I do, right? 1, 2, 3. I get to get a 4th one here. Bobby next. Yep. It's another problem I have to answer at some point. Classics are $40 entry fee, I believe. Don't quote me on that, though. Cast off the As Foretold with 1 counter. Play this. Pass the turn here. So, opens, I'm pretty sure opens are 40, or classics are 40. So I'm going to go ahead and Snapcaster Mage off of the As Foretold with 3 counters, target Cryptic Command, Cryptic tap their team, draw a card. Next turn we can play the Terminus. Actually, do I want to just path this? I kind of want to just path this, right? Finally hit one of these. Do I want to just take a hit for 4 here? Nah, I really don't. This lets me pressure the Obnixilis as well. They have a bunch of cards. The problem is here, we're seeing a lot of cards, we're not doing anything really meaningful with them. Another path, alright. How many hours left of this beauty? We just crossed the 11-hour mark, so not much more. They get to plus on my Snapcaster Mage here, which sucks. Need a Teferi, a Detention Sphere, or one of the many other tools in my deck to let me answer this card. We get to Terminus next turn. They're down to 7. Obnixilis ults in 2 turns. The Gideon's going to keep my Celestial Colonnade in check, which sucks for us. Cryptic Commands could even bounce this at this point. Nope, I get one draw next turn at one of our few cards that let us not die to this ultimate. Otherwise, we're going to die to that emblem very quickly. They get to Gideon, plus on my Celestial Colonnade, so I can't pressure in with that. Whoa, this is aggressive. Okay, deal. I don't need white up to path Gideon. I have As Foretold. God, for fuck's sake. Alright, I got one shot at a Teferi, a Cryptic Command, or a... Gross. So long Colonnade. Thanks for watching, Colbit. I appreciate it. Welcome to a live one. They named Jace the Mind Sculptor. They forgot to activate their thing. I'm 1 mana short of casting Terminus and this Colonnade, huh? Cryptic Command? God, so we're dead. We're dead? They missed it and we're dead anyways. Alright. This costs 6. This is only at 5. That's true. Approach does give us health. You're not wrong. The problem is the Obnixilis, chat. The problem is the Obnixilis. The Obnixilis is going to ult, and then we take a lot of damage very quickly. I just can't do anything about it. Remember that time we drew 12 extra cards? And died anyways? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah. We definitely don't have enough Teferi style effects in this deck. Teferi Detention Sphere. Should have 1 to 2 more of those easily. Did they leave themselves dead to Path to Exile and Snapcaster Mage? Or Terminus? Are they dead to this Colonnade if we rip removal? Come on, rip removal. Come on, one time. One time. Please be dead. 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 You have 1 card. Please be dead. I believe, I believe, I believe. I believe, I believe in a thing called love. Oh, they have a chat emblem. They have a chat emblem. Oh, no. We're super dead regardless. Super dead regardless. Yep, they have a chat emblem. Alright, you know what a sure sign that your deck isn't good is? It's probably when you resolve 4 Ancestral Visions and then still die in a blaze. That's probably a good sign that your deck isn't very good. We resolved all 4 Ancestral Visions that game and died. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. This next one's going to be my last match of the day. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I'm going to hit publish on a bunch of stuff on YouTube here very shortly. I appreciate everybody who stuck it out to the end. So we got about 800 people. Approach of the Second Sons has won us a number of games today. Not in this last league, but the one we 5-0'd, we won a bunch with it. If we win this one, we get kicker donations from a bunch of people, so that would be sweet. What's going on, Dean? Howdy. Take my thoughts away. How do you know your opponent's record in a league match? The bot does it somehow. Probably black magic. One can only assume via black magic. I wonder if our deck full of Ancestral Visions can keep up with Mardu Pyromancer. If this is Mardu, it could be a variety of things still. We did hit a 5-0. We've had one 5-0, and then we've had a bunch of leagues that we went worse than 3-2 in. That's aggressive. Well, I guess their health total doesn't really matter in this matchup. If I wanted 12 hours of taking turns, probably into the 4 digits. It's just like not good content. Things that aren't going to be good content cost more because the decks are bad. Why do I always say health instead of life? I don't know, because they mean the same thing. You know what I mean, right? I'm going to wait on casting this Opt, because if I wait to cast the Opt, it gives me more chances to hit Terminus on their turn. And I'm not really looking for anything in particular, so I can wait a turn. Although I guess if I cast it now, it gives me more chances to find As Foretold or AV. Or a tapped land. Yeah, I'm a liar. I'm a liar. Let's just do this now. Terms like health and discard pile are like game generic, so they translate back and forth. Yeah, I think Mardu's the best fair deck in Modern, and I think Mardu's the best fair deck in Modern because of both Faithless Looting, letting it cycle through situational cards in different spots, as well as its ability to play powerful prison-like cards like Leyline of the Void and Blood Moon and Ensnaring Bridge. I'm going to Logic Knot a Lingering Souls here so I can play Jace on an uncontested board. I am definitely Logic Knotting that. Not close. So, how do we feel? How do we feel about not plussing the Jace? Because if they had a Bolt, they would have cast it before they Bedlammed here. It's probably greedy. I should probably just plus the Jace. Yeah, it's greedy. I'm just going to plus the Jace. We get punished by, like, exactly Dreadbore, and they have, like, 1 or 2 of that at most. I think I'm actually okay drawing a Field of Ruin next turn. Whew! Wow, okay. Oh, they bolt with the trigger on this deck. That's a good point. That's a good point, Raymile. So, honestly here, I think I'm just going to go ahead and plus him again. Just, like, keep scrying and keep him out of bolt range. Do I want this other Colonnade? I don't think so. I think if I'm going to take a 6th land, I want it to be untapped here. I guess a lot of these decks have planes. Let's see, should I field them off the Sacred Foundry? It's possible I should. I'll probably field them at end of turn just to, like, fix my mana a little bit. See if they have Lingering Souls here as the last card. They have Bedlam Reveler. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to take them off the white source potentially here. Take a Thoughtseize. The plains has become more common. My monsters are home. Hi, Declan. Did you have fun going out with Mom after school?
I went Mommy's work.
You went to Mommy's work? The other one was closed?
Yeah.
Do you want to come say hi to the internet? Alright, sorry. I definitely thought that other Ancestral Vision was a As Foretold when I just did that there. So I should have kept the Flooded Strand in my hand. The reason why I didn't was because I thought it was something else. I thought I was going to get to As Foretold, draw 3 with Visions there. Yeah, because, like, now I can't fetch to clear the Jace Storm. I definitely should have, put the second Visions back and then fetch to clear to give myself a chance to draw cards that impact the board next turn. Like, they're gonna have to attack into Jace this turn, so we're gonna get a couple of turns here, but, like, we're gonna have to run decent cards off the top of our deck now to make sure we don't die. It'd be in, yeah. This is my last match, so another half hour or so. So Jace is dead. The question is, do I want to... actually, oh, fuck. I don't even remember how I stacked it. I might have put the stupid 7-drop on top of our deck and not the fetch land. If we put the 7-drop on top, we're super dead. I'm playing around Terminus. That's nice. Gives us some more time. Counter unless you pay 3. Sweet. Sweet. I didn't stack that wrong. I get to fetch a Hallowed Fountain here and be a chance. We have to wait 4 turns, actually. Visions would see a lot more play if it came off after just 3, I think. These still have 3 turns. Yeah, so. If I rip a Terminus, we should be able to bury them. If I don't, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. They flashback this other Souls here and just, like, 2-turn clock us, basically. They'd put us to 12 and have 7 power in play. They're just, like, super dead if we had a Terminus. They're probably supposed to just 2-turn us here. Or, like, almost 2-turn. I guess it's not quite 2. It's still 3. Depending on, like, the collection of spells they draw. It could be 2 turns. Like, with a Lightning Bolt, it's probably 2. We're going to 12. Lightning Bolt is +4. I guess I have the Colonnade to chump block with for a turn 2. It feels really bad. Definitely just playing it out, though, so that way, if we get to a point where these Visions resolve, we have the most lands in play. They have a Fatal Push or a Terminate here. We're going to feel terrible, but I'm definitely, like, firing the Colonnade up to chump block the Bedlam Reveler this turn. I just want to keep my health total as high as possible so we can, like, hit the Terminus and stabilize at a large amount. I got you, Donnie. Okay, this flashback bodes well for us because it implies that my opponent doesn't have a way to deal with the Celestial Colonnade. Because if they had a way to deal with the Celestial Colonnade, they wouldn't need to pump this up to a 4-5. So I'm going to use this as a gain 4 here, hopefully. And then ideally rip a Terminus next turn, or an opt into a Terminus the following turn. Snapcaster also gives us redraws. I have no idea. It's hard to know what decks end up looking like. Most of the degenerate decks get worse without looting, so like maybe you could get by with something like Tormenting Voice. It's definitely worse, but like unplayable is like a big question that we don't really have the answer to. So we're 3 and 41 to hit a Terminus here. We're also 3 and 41 to hit an Opt. I've got 1 Snapcaster Mage. Jace could find Opt plus Terminus potentially. Unfortunately, we're still 1 more turn off of those coming in, so we're just going to die next turn. Yeah, it feels bad. And remember, I messed up. I glanced at my hand and saw the wrong card, and I would have gotten like 1 more card because I would have been able to fetch a turn sooner and clear the top of my deck. So I was definitely locked under Brainstorm on a turn I didn't need to be locked under Brainstorm if I'd have been paying slightly more attention. Would have had a better chance to get through there. Terminus is good. Rip. Celestial Purge is good. Verdict is good. Mention Path Exile in this matchup? Probably. Negate seems kind of medium too. Maybe Logic Knot. A Logic Knot is fine to cut because I'm bringing in Rest in Peace. Let's do this. Okay, let's sit down here. Nah, I think the Living End's fine. The Living End is going to clear off tokens a lot of the time. Yeah, Living End is in this deck to just be a Wrath. Also with like Terminus and Rest in Peace, like there's a chance Living End still just gets to be Wrath. Our deck is bad blue-white control. In order to be bad blue-white control, there would have to be good blue-white control. So, that's a weird statement. How do we be a bad version of something that's already bad? This thing is really slow. 2.6 gigs. It feels slow because it is. I'm going to wait on this Flooded Strand to fetch. There's a non-zero chance they left in Blood Moon post board against us. So I'd like to play around that should they have it. You're not wrong, Malv. You're not wrong. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's see what we draw. Ooh, the second sun. It's funny, As Foretold actually makes us a little bit better against Blood Moon, huh? I 5-0 with lots of decks that are bad, Justin. It's like the theme of this format, 5-0 with the bad deck. Wear Tear Rough, don't Blood Moon me. Deal. I'm gonna play Jace and throw this Terminus on top of my deck, I think. I'm going to shuffle away the Boseiju. Yeah, I did too, Justin. I think Thought Scour is a card I'm going to explore more. It really felt maybe 4 was too many, but I think a non-zero amount of Thought Scour is definitely a place I want to be. Should I play this archetype more in the future, just like generic blue-white control? Should we board a Boseiju out? Yeah, possibly. It's like the 26th land, so it's probably unnecessary. Found a use for approach. Good night, sweet prince. You are too pure for this world. Yeah, I think you're right. I think if we get a game 3, we'll board the Boseiju out. I think it's a good suggestion. I'm going to go ahead and play this Flooded Strand again because we know that Boseiju's on top of our deck, so I don't want to draw it next turn. I am tired. I've got to do another, 45 minutes of work after we sign off here tonight. Nice Inquisition of Kozilek. Get out of here. This is my verdict. My verdict's amazing. I think Pauper's a format that will never be very popular because it's not a format that Wizards of the Coast wants to invest a lot of time in supporting. And if Wizards doesn't support the format, then it's not going to trickle down to the LGS level consistently. I also think, and this experience is coming from Modern, part of the reason why Modern is popular is because the games are fast and exciting. And while Pauper generates a lot of what I would call genuinely good games of Magic, like ones where you slog through with each other, I think it definitely creates a lot of games that are slogs, and that's not something a lot of people are interested in playing. I'm not saying there's a shuffle bug in Magic Online, but I am saying that the program doesn't shuffle your fucking deck half the time. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is like it flips a coin when you shuffle. And then like, whatever results you get, you get. Magic the Gathering. I draw the Boseiju again. Their last card is Bedlam Reveler. Tomato, tomato. What are the statistics on that happening? 1 in 45. Jared Betcher programmed the Shuffler. God bless you, Terminus. And your miracly wonderfulness. I'm going to leave this Boseiju in my hand because we have a Jace and could brainstorm it away later. And I really wanted to cash the second league today. It was a rough day as far as win percentage was concerned. I think I could be persuaded to get you fries after we finish, Curly Dactyl. We're losing the race, so we can't attack. Yeah, my article tomorrow on coolstuffinc.com will be talking about not only what I would do if I was in charge of the banned and restricted list, but also what my predictions are for what I expect Wizards of the Coast to do. Yeah, we got a bunch of live draws here. We're not just dead by any means. If I trade this for a bolt, I trade this for a bolt. Yay. I like when people make, like, shitty assumptions about my mood. Like, this is whatever. This is, like, what Magic is. Sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. That's okay. So, Gathering Magic was always paid for via Cool Stuff Inc. Like, Cool Stuff Inc. is the one that cut the checks, and they've now moved from hosting the content on a separate site called Gathering Magic to hosting directly on Cool Stuff Inc., which makes sense. I always thought it was weird that they hosted the content on a secondary site. You don't talk about green, Sentience, impact on elves. That's because elves is mostly a fringe deck in the format. It has some proven results, but it's definitely still a fringe deck. It's doing something that's powerful, but it's definitely not, like, tier 1 by any means. We have another Bedlam Reveler. Oh, Pyromancer deal. Yeah, if you, like, went back... actually, the Gathering Magic site isn't up anymore because they rehosted everything. Whew! Alright. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. So let's nick Liliana here. And then let's shut down the best parts of their deck. It's possible I should just hit them and race, but, like, the Liliana could get out of control, and I don't want to risk them, like, drawing a Fatal Push or a Fulminator Mage. No, I think the conservative play is just to kill the Liliana by a pretty significant margin. Alright, that was probably a misclick, I'd assume. Excellent. Alright, well, that's a sweeper if we draw an As Foretold. Three, four, five, six. They are actually only one land away from Hardcast Reveler. Justin with the big 2-0. Thanks, bud. This is if you cash the league, and if you don't, it's for the fries. Justin, and this will make you happy, Justin, I think. I definitely have a better perspective on these blue-white decks. And to set the bar low, I want everybody to understand this is a low bar. These Celestial Colonnade Hallowed Fountain decks are less terrible than I've been led to believe up until this point. I think I've definitely had a lot of people submit a lot of Colonnade decks to my stream that were full of card selection and choices that were too cute and weren't leveraging the cards that are actually good in this archetype. I do think Terminus is absurd, and I'm very happy to play a copy of this archetype that's well constructed. And I don't know that this particular build is well constructed, but I feel like the tools definitely exist in this format to have this archetype be well constructed. All right, did you draw a thing? All right. Yeah, Moto's like almost at 3 gigs of RAM. I'm going to bring an extra path in here. Yeah, let's just do that. All right, let's run it. I wonder if 2 rips is enough in the sideboard. I almost feel like I want a 3rd. Card's pretty good when it's good. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out, sticking through the end. My energy's winded down a little bit. We've been live for almost 12 hours. We played 6 leagues. I played a deck that felt pretty close to well constructed. We 5-0'd with one earlier, and I think I liked a lot of the details. I'm gonna need to go back and rewatch that league, or maybe play another one to figure out if the approaches were actually good in the deck. They may or may not be. They definitely won us some games in that league that we wouldn't have won otherwise. Yeah, honestly, I think with 4 Terminus and 3 Rips, this deck's probably decent against Hallowed 1 and Divine decks. Moto is definitely 32-bit. Where do I live? I'm on Cornfield time, Central time, in the Midwestern United States. Were any games in this league won with Approach? I don't think this deck has won any games with Approach. Wait, maybe? Approach helped us beat Jeskai control in the first match of this league. I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm a big fan of just like not mulliganing against decks that are full of discard spells. And like, while it's kind of slow, like we give ourselves a chance to like, you know, draw Terminus and stuff. You know what? I'm going to lead on Basic Island, or I'm going to lead on Flooded Strand here, because that way if my opponent casts Inquisition on turn 2, I can opt in response and have a chance to break it off. We've not played Quicken at all today, and that was a card that came up earlier. We played Thought Scours in a deck, and the Thought Scours were actually really good, so I'm not sure that I would want to try something else. That's true. We did have someone concede when we put Approach on the stack, which was funny. Sweet. All right. So we're keeping anything with this op that doesn't get taken by Inquisition, and we're shipping anything that does. Ding. These are my cards. My cards are amazing. Look at this curve, chat. Look at this fat curve. Just 4, 5, 6, 7. Just it's a thick curve, chat. It's a thick curve. Yep. Colonnade tap to go. Must be standard, right? Rest in peace. All right, we get to guaranteed go 4, 5, 6 now. I did. We played it as the first league yesterday morning, Caldrogo. You can find it on my YouTube channel. We did have someone commandeer one of our approaches today. I forgot about that. I'm definitely just like playing Jason scrying, right? Not close. But opt? No, I think I'm in for an opt. I can Teferi plus and then opt afterwards. Do you have 2 bolts here? Or bolt K command? I'm gonna hold on to the As Foretold now because it makes any ancestrals we draw better. Which deck had Commandeer? It was the league we 5-0'd. It was blue-red Blood Moon deck. Ooh, do they not have the bolt yet? That would be so good for us. Gosh, if they don't have the bolt, they're going to get so buried here. I guess Thoughtseize could maybe mean they're not buried too. They need bolt, Thoughtseize, or land Dreadbore. Any of those combination of things can keep them realistically in this game. But if they don't have one of those 3, and those are a lot of things to be fair, and they've seen a lot of cards. All right, so we can just opt set up Terminus here, can't we? And they didn't have a bolt last turn, so like what are the odds they have it this turn? So I'm going to put Terminus, Living End on top of our deck, and I'm going to opt past the Living End, cast the Terminus. Gosh, this is kind of disgusting. These walkers in Terminus and Opt are just so good. It's such a good just package. So I'm gonna let their trigger resolve here. And I'm gonna lose my other Terminus, which feels bad, but maybe I should have hid both Terminuses, so that way I could set up like a 1-2 and keep floating it. Yeah, we're running Living End as a sweeper that Tolaria West can find when we have As Foretold out. This is actually a deck that Stoneforge Mystic would be very good in. If there was a deck that Stoneforge Mystic was going to push over to the top, this would be it. This just, like, isn't even fair. Do 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 beep 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 do beep 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 do 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 beep do 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 do. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all I got. Dreadbore. What if instead we countered your spell and tapped your creatures? Because I love my Teferi. And I don't want you to do anything mean to him. Rude. I liked my As Foretold. Flashback Souls. Yep. There. Out of cards. Alright, so I can't quite snap Terminus yet. We could find another Terminus, though. Path to Exile's not bad. There's, like, cast Approach here. How do we, like, just casting Approach? Oh, I can snap Cryptic. Yeah, that's probably better. That's probably better. I'm gonna suspend this and snap Cryptic. Hey, Tide Crims, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Thanks for the quarter of a year and welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed. I don't want to tap creatures and bounce Snapcaster Mage, because if they drew a removal spell, they can kill my Snapcaster Mage and counter my Cryptic Command. Oh, I should have gotten an untapped land because I could draw Terminus here, right? Opponent said good games. Yay! We hit another 3-2. Yay! I wanted to shuffle. I put 2 cards back on top of my deck that I wanted to shuffle red, was why I sequenced the way I did. Alright, so final thoughts. This was interesting. This was interesting. The Ancestral Visions and As Foretold give you a really neat angle of attack. I'm a sucker for a sweet tutor package. I think this was the best build we played today, though. The sideboards are almost identical, so like I'm not super worried about that. The As Foretold aren't really ambitious. They were really just kind of awesome. So, reasons I liked this build include the fact that, like, look how, like, trim this curve is. And, like, I've stacked 3 and 4 here together and 5 with the 6, kind of. But, like, this curve is, like, really tight. The Thought Scour mages let you play more Snapcaster mages. So, we 5-0'd with this list earlier. Definitely going to want to check it out on YouTube. I'm going to publish it probably in the next half hour to 45 minutes. I might run out and get dinner for Christy and I first before I publish stuff tonight. I don't know if the approaches were actually good or not in this list. I kind of want to just try and play this as a more typical control deck. I might just want to play it as a more typical control deck. So honestly, hey, Tapped Out, thanks for the host. We're just wrapping up here myself. I think if I wanted to kind of slide things around here, the temples were pretty reasonable. I kind of like the temples. I might just like slide these into like another Teferi and like a Nimble Obstructionist or something like that, perhaps. Yeah, I've been live for almost 12 hours, so you're catching us right at the end here. But honestly, these definitely... I didn't keep a tally on the approach wins. These definitely won us games in the leagues that we 5-0'd that we wouldn't have changed otherwise. No, Logic Knot's absurd in this build, because it's very good with Thought Scour. Thought Scour just, like, use every bit of the Thought Scour buffalo in this deck. Alright, folks, that's it for me. I'm gonna find someone to host here really quick. And then we'll be on our way. Everybody have a good night. Nah, I think if approach isn't good in the main deck, you probably just don't want it just in. I think you could probably play other cards that are good in places that approach are that are less narrow. Bug Helper, thank you for the 4-month resubscription. Welcome back. And happy birthday, Justin. Thanks for the absurd support as always. Thanks for giving me a reason to have a new perspective on these blue-white decks. Alright, what do we got? Who's streaming Modern? Dingus is on. I'm throwing people his way again. Do that. I'll be back tomorrow, folks. We'll be back to the normal stuff.